So like I said, head over to extvmedia.com. But let's head straight into the topics, folks. Some very sobering news. ESPNFC Shaka Hislop, who is a great contributor to Extra Time TV, a great friend of the channel, has supported us from the very beginning. Very crucial in terms of how I develop as a person and in my career, and continues to be supportive. Recently came out. It's already old news because of social media, and announced and opened up about his cancer diagnosis, his prostate cancer. And instead of me rambling on, let me just actually play the clip. I also add some captions underneath for those who actually for the hearing impaired and so on. So take a quick listen, and we'll respond to it afterwards.
I have a story to tell. Roughly 18 months ago, I went for my annual physical and insisted on a PSA test, as I always do. This time around, though, my PSA was elevated. An MRI and biopsy quickly determined that I had a fairly aggressive prostate cancer. A year ago, almost to the day, December 6th to be exact, I had a radical prostatectomy, and I thought that was it. But then, 6 months later, my PSA was again on the rise, and another scan showed that my prostate cancer had spread to my pelvic bone. I started on medication pretty soon after, and just this morning completed 7.5 weeks of radiation therapy. The journey continues. But doctors recommend that all men over the age of 50 get their PSA checked regularly. If you're of African descent, that age drops to 40. If you're somewhere like the UK or somewhere else that PSA tests aren't encouraged, you have got to insist. And having a history of cancer in your family doesn't matter. I had genetic testing done, and they showed no traits in my family, yet this year would show that, without going into too much detail, that even that didn't exclude everybody in my immediate family. And now, the highest rate of prostate cancer mortality is in Caribbean men. So if you allow me to speak to my community, my people, please go get tested. Know your PSA, track its history. Prostate cancer is survivable if caught early enough. There are treatments for it. Testing saves lives. It saved mine.
So everyone, we're back, and of course, it took a lot of courage for Shaka to talk about something like that. This has been going on, as you saw in the video, for some time now. And for those of you who know me, know I'm very health conscious. I'm not perfect. I'm like most humans. I'm always trying to work on different aspects of my health, always monitoring myself. And what I would say is with this video, I have to commend the courage of Shaka Hislop. I also had some issues, which maybe eventually I will reveal. I'm fine now, thank God. But what this does is it opens awareness. I believe there's a lack of awareness and, open discussions for men. I mean, people in general, but let's talk about Trinidad and Tobago men in general. All you guys out there, sometimes we think we're too macho. We don't take these tests. We don't take our health seriously. And we react only when it happens. And as Shaka said, these things are open to us now. It's available, and you have to be an advocate for yourself. I understand sometimes the challenges. Sometimes you go in. I faced it before, where people look and say, you're looking fine, what you checking out? And I said that in the Trinidadian dialect, because sometimes, doctors are overwhelmed, nurses are overwhelmed, but you have to take care of yourself. Knowledge and education about taking care of yourself is important. Your diet, how you sleep, how you eat. I've been making a lot of changes, and eventually I will talk about those things as we move along. With EXTV and it evolves, because I always wanted to do a segment about health. I do have an article about this on EXTVmedia.com, where for those of you who have any questions, I have links to the various men's health websites and information. Some work, some don't work, from what I've gathered. But it's very important for everybody out here, all the guys listening, and all the ladies out here who are listening as well, to tell your dads, your boyfriends, your brothers, your friends, to take care of themselves. The ladies as well. I'm not forgetting the ladies as well. But guys, we are, and also the mental aspect. And oftentimes, we don't know, the psychological toll it took on Shaka. And we were seeing the video where he's all smiles because he's that kind of guy. But oftentimes these things go under the radar. And we need to I decided to start this EXTV live with that because I think it's very sobering, it's very important. And as he said, we are living in a time, if you find these things early, you can get rid of it, you can stop it. We have lots of different treatments now. There's people you can talk to. And I was discussing with a couple of people as well afterwards that I will actually bring, I have a couple of friends who are doctors. And I will, on one of the EXTV lives, come on, and if there's any questions, guys would like to ask. I know this is a football show, but sport and health go hand in hand. And if you have any questions, I'll dedicate an entire live stream like how we had Kenwin here, bring in a doctor, and, we'll have some football talk as well. But if you have any questions, we could direct it directly to a doctor. And, of course, if some people may be private and they don't want to say what they want to say on air, you can send your questions to extvmedia.com and let me know if you'd like to be anonymous or not. That's fine. We respect that. So like I said, folks, this was very sobering. For me personally, I'm not just a fan of Shaka Hislop, but, I consider him a friend and very supportive towards EXTV. Would not be where it is today if it wasn't for Shaka Hislop. I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for him. And, we hope that he's getting a speedy recovery. And like I said, kudos to him for giving us, that message and that courage and encouragement to go get those tests. So guys, go out there. It's available if there's information on the EXTV media website. And of course, I will continuously try to update that because it's a new thing. So folks, if you're just joining us, let me know what you think about the Shaka Hislop video, your thoughts, how Shaka Hislop has impacted you. And like I said, let me know what you think about us possibly having some discussions about men's health. It's very important. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Be sure to head over to our YouTube channel where you can see interviews in cricket, football. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And also head over to extvmedia.com, our website, where we have blogs and interesting articles for you all to take a look at, which is a little bbit different. So like I said, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment in the comment section below.
And make sure it sound right, boys.